What if the very foundation of your understanding, your government, your faith, and even the laws you follow, was nothing but an intricate illusion? Imagine a system so perfectly engineered that it weaves itself into every aspect of your life, yet remains unseen. Jordan Maxwell, a pioneering researcher into the symbolic structures influencing human consciousness, spent a lifetime uncovering these hidden frameworks. His work points to two ancient laws that serve as the bedrock for the systems that govern our modern world. Operating quietly in the background, these laws subtly shape everything: politics, economics, and even your personal freedoms. But why has no one told you about this? Because recognizing these laws would disrupt the narrative carefully constructed to keep society in check. Maxwell's investigations illuminate not only these foundational principles, but also the symbols, language, and rituals that sustain them. If you've ever felt like the world doesn't quite add up, you may be closer to discovering the truth than you realize. From the moment you were born, symbols have influenced how you perceive the world. They're not just designs or logos, they are sophisticated tools meant to influence your subconscious, guiding your thoughts and decisions in ways you'd never suspect. Jordan Maxwell often stressed that symbols carry deep meanings hidden in plain sight. These aren't simply about conveying information, they are mechanisms of influence. Consider corporate logos as an example. A logo isn't just about branding, it's a deliberately crafted symbol, drawing on ancient archetypes and psychological triggers. Take the Chevron logo or Shell's iconic scallop. These aren't random, they are rooted in ancient symbolism, designed to tap into something primal within you. Their true power lies in their ability to shape perception while their deeper purpose remains hidden. Even in religion, symbols wield significant power. While they can inspire spiritual growth and elevate consciousness, they are also used to consolidate control over the masses. When people fail to question the origins and meanings of these symbols, they become passive participants in a system of influence. However, understanding their true purpose empowers you to break free from their grasp and reclaim your mental independence. At the core of human society lies a dual legal structure: the law of the land and the law of the sea. These systems are not arbitrary, but reflect humanity's ancient relationship with nature. The law of the land governs localized customs and traditions, while the law of the sea, Maritime Admiralty law, operates on a global scale, transcending borders and influencing every aspect of international systems. Maxwell believed that these laws are not just legal frameworks, they represent an underlying structure of control. Maritime law in particular has far-reaching implications, quietly shaping the global systems that dictate how we live. By unveiling these concealed systems, be they symbols, laws, or rituals, you can begin to see the world for what it truly is. The question remains: are you ready to break free from the illusion, or will you continue to live within its confines? The choice is yours. Maritime Admiralty law was originally created to govern trade and navigation across waterways. Over time, its reach extended far beyond its intended domain, infiltrating governmental structures and financial systems. Today, its influence is so pervasive that stepping into a courtroom is not merely engaging with a justice system, it is entering a domain governed by maritime principles. Even the language used in courtrooms reveals this connection. For example, you go to court just as a ship goes to port. The judge, dressed in a black robe, a symbol associated with Saturn, the ancient figure of control and restriction, presides from a bench. The word bench originates from the Latin banca, meaning bank, symbolizing the intricate ties between courts, commerce, and maritime law. By recognizing these subtle yet significant links, we begin to uncover the hidden structures that govern our lives. These frameworks highlight the profound influence of maritime principles on societal systems, urging us to question the narratives that uphold them. The mechanisms that govern nations and the global order are deeply rooted in the principles of maritime law. Financial systems, in particular, echo these origins. Money is often described in aquatic terms: liquid assets, cash flow, or currency, with banks functioning as riverbanks that control and direct the flow. These linguistic parallels are no coincidence. They reflect the maritime roots of commerce. Take, for instance, the parallels between ancient maritime trade and modern financial practices. When a ship docks, its cargo is documented with a certificate of manifest, detailing its contents for trade purposes. Similarly, at birth, you are issued a birth certificate, a document that establishes your identity within the system of commerce from the very moment you are delivered. Jordan Maxwell argued that even the concept of citizenship operates within this commercial framework. Your identity is not purely personal, it is a legal entity tied to the structures of commerce. This realization challenges conventional ideas of autonomy and freedom, revealing how deeply interconnected individuals are with a system designed around trade and control. Religion, often viewed as a purely spiritual pursuit, also serves as a cornerstone in sustaining societal structures influenced by maritime principles. Religious institutions employ symbols, rituals, and language that subtly align with the frameworks of control embedded in law and commerce. These connections are not always apparent, but play a pivotal role in reinforcing a system that thrives on structure and order. By understanding the hidden influence of maritime law and its ties to commerce, governance, and even spirituality, you can begin to see the world through a new lens. Awareness of these systems offers the opportunity to question their authority, empowering you to explore a reality beyond the constraints they impose. The question remains, will you continue to navigate these waters as they are, or will you chart your own course? Control, as Jordan Maxwell frequently emphasized, is intricately woven into the structures of religion, commerce, and law. Religious institutions, much like corporations, employ rituals, symbols, and doctrines to exert influence over their followers. These mechanisms are not random, but are part of a deliberate system designed to guide human behavior and reinforce hierarchical power. A striking example of this systemic influence is the symbolism of Saturn, revered in ancient cultures as the enforcer of rules, boundaries, and limitations. This archetype persists in modern systems, symbolized by the black robes worn by priests, judges, and university graduates. These robes, far from being mere tradition, represent Saturn's connection to authority and control. They signify the wearer's alignment with institutional power, whether in religion, law, or education. Understanding this symbolism reveals how these systems perpetuate their authority through visual and ritualistic reinforcement. Moreover, the concept of God, as portrayed in many organized religions, has been shaped to align with governance structures. Ancient teachings, such as those tied to the dog star Sirius in Egyptian mythology, demonstrate how cosmological ideas were integrated into religious frameworks to establish order. This blending of celestial symbolism with societal systems shows that religion, commerce, and law are not separate, but interconnected pillars of a unified mechanism designed to guide and manipulate human consciousness. Every courtroom operates as a stage where the principles of maritime admiralty law are enacted in plain sight. When you step through the courtroom doors, you symbolically transition from the law of the land to the jurisdiction of the sea. This shift is not just procedural, it represents a fundamental reclassification of your identity. Inside the courtroom, you are no longer regarded as a living individual but as a legal entity, a construct tied to the systems of commerce and maritime law. This distinction explains why attorneys, not individuals, speak on behalf of defendants. Attorneys act as intermediaries, navigating the legal waters on behalf of their clients who are treated as commercial entities within this framework. Even the terminology used in legal proceedings reflects maritime origins. For instance, bailing out refers to the act of removing water from a sinking ship and is now used to describe the release of a defendant. Similarly, the phrase "pass the bar," which marks an attorney's qualification, originates from the physical barrier that once separated maritime jurisdiction from the outside world. These symbolic and procedural elements are not accidental. They are deliberate constructs embedded in the system to uphold its authority. By recognizing the maritime principles underlying these institutions, you begin to see how deeply this framework shapes the world around you. From religion to education, from law to commerce, these interconnected systems function as a single entity designed to guide and control human behavior. Unraveling these connections doesn't just expose the mechanics of power, it empowers you to question their authority and reclaim your autonomy. The more you understand about these systems, the more equipped you are to navigate them on your own terms. The question remains, will you continue to accept these constructs as they are, or will you challenge the framework and chart your own course? Understanding this framework is more than an intellectual exercise. It's a gateway to empowerment. By recognizing the symbolic and procedural elements embedded within systems of control, you begin to reclaim agency in a world meticulously engineered to obscure its deeper truths. The interconnected forces of religion, commerce, and law are not isolated. They are deliberate constructs designed to guide behavior while concealing their true purpose. Most people remain unaware of this reality, but ignorance is not destiny. Jordan Maxwell spent his life connecting the dots, uncovering the hidden networks of power that shape our lives. His teachings act as a roadmap, illuminating the links between symbols, language, and systems and offering a path toward genuine awareness. Maxwell's work didn't just reveal hidden deceptions, it provided tools for breaking free. Awareness, he argued, is the ultimate power. The symbols, terms, and rituals that govern our world are the language of the system. Learning to decipher this language is not merely enlightening, it is liberating. Each symbol, each phrase is part of a code, and understanding it is the first step to autonomy. Maxwell emphasized that nothing in the world functions as it appears. To uncover the truth, you must look deeper, question more, and confront realities that are often uncomfortable. The illusions that govern modern life thrive on complacency. Breaking free demands more than knowledge. It requires a fundamental shift in perspective. Society is awash in distractions, entertainment, consumerism, political drama, all designed to keep attention diverted from the mechanisms of control. Maxwell warned that as long as your energy is spent on these diversions, you remain entangled in the game. To break the cycle, you must refocus on the systems shaping your existence. This shift in awareness is the key to liberation. By seeing through the distractions and decoding the hidden truths embedded in symbols, systems, and rituals, you take the first steps toward regaining control over your reality. Awareness, as Maxwell often said, is not just power, it is freedom. Liberating yourself from systems of control isn't simple, but it's necessary. The process begins with self-education, an act of rebellion against a structure that thrives on ignorance. Maxwell's teachings are more than revelations. They are a call to action. Through learning, you empower yourself and contribute to a broader awakening, creating ripples of change that challenge the status quo. Maxwell believed in the collective power of awareness. Each person who chooses to question, to learn, to uncover hidden truths becomes a force for transformation. This collective awakening is essential to dismantling the structures of manipulation. Every individual act of understanding contributes to a movement capable of reshaping the systems that define our reality. The journey to breaking free is not for the faint of heart. Maxwell likened it to stepping through a door into a new reality, one less comfortable but infinitely more authentic than the illusions we're conditioned to accept. It requires courage to reject complacency and question deeply ingrained beliefs, but the rewards are profound. With awareness comes clarity, and with clarity comes the ability to navigate life on your terms. Maxwell left a powerful question for those willing to listen. Are you ready to take that step and reclaim your power, or will you remain a spectator in a game designed to control you? The choice is yours. It begins with the willingness to confront truths hidden in plain sight, to reject the distractions, and to seek the knowledge that sets you free. Only through this process can you break free and become part of the awakening that has the potential to transform our world.